Hi, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Misha Big, and I am your professor for this class. So before we start, I just want to go over something very important. The email I gave last time was the wrong one. ESCC at theeaglecorp.ca is the correct email address. I've highlighted it over here for you. So make sure that whenever you have any questions or concerns that you go through this, okay? Okay, so let's start. I mentioned this during last class too. I'll mention it again today. Make sure that you take extensive notes. I will post other forms of review as well that you should definitely go over. These classes are very minimalistic for your own sake so that you have all the basic and main information here. But the overviews that I send you, please do go over them, look at them. They're supposed to be the way that the ministry has suggested, it should be that some time is allocated in class time, some time is allocated for individual study. So that's how this study is set up, okay? So whatever I upload for you, make sure that you guys go through it. So today we are going to start with traffic control parking, okay? And so when it comes to any type of control, like we were talking last time, we have to make sure that we are in a position of control from the beginning, but also that we are not stating that we are the police or that we represent a certain form of authority, government authority, because we are not as security guards, okay? So during traffic control, a security guard may be called upon to control traffic on private property, at gated entrances or buildings or in parking lots to ensure traffic safety and to assist in the movement of vehicles, okay? So it is very important for the guard to use conventional signs and movements in order to be understood and seen by the drivers. So, not all drivers will understand what you are saying if you speak. So make sure you use conventional signs that let them know of exactly what it is that you were saying, okay? Guards should be dressed comfortably and according to weather conditions. Proper reflective vests or cuffs must be worn to ensure visibility. So you'll see a lot of construction workers are wearing orange. A lot of traffic control guards also wear yellow or orange or neonish colors that stand out so that people are able to see them. Okay. So the control should be done in a courteous and persuasive manner, trying to make people understand the reasons for the control. So if somebody is, let's say, parking in a position that they're not supposed to park, and there's traffic behind them, making sure that no matter how stressful or pressurizing the situation, that you are courteous with them and that you let them know the reason why it's necessary for them to move their car, to go faster, go slower, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Now, patrolling. The main purpose of a patrol is to maintain the security of the premises under the security guard's authority. Preparation for a patrol should always begin with the understanding regarding the purpose of the patrol. For example, is the security guard expected to keep intruders away? Assist members of the public who appear confused or in need of assistance? Check boilers and other equipment to make sure that they're still functioning safely. So the purpose of a patrol can change from time to time, even within a single shift. The first time that a patrol is made, security may focus on breaches of the property by an intruder. The second time, to make sure that the safety equipment or machinery in the area is functioning properly. And the third time could be to check again for intruders or breaches. So each time, the purpose of a patrol may change, okay? So a thorough knowledge of the geography of the area to be patrolled is very essential. If you don't know where you're going and what the exits and the entrances are, you're not going to do very well as a security guard. So make sure that you understand the geography of the space that you are representing. The security guard should determine in advance where telephones, water shut-off bulbs, electrical and alarm panels, and light switch and such things are located, so that if the police come, fire extinguishers come, you can directly guide them to it, okay? The guard should make a list of activities that need to be done while on a specific patrol and devise the route in advance, including a map of major checkpoints, passageways, rooms, stairwells, doors, and windows, and so on. And then also know the alternated routes in case of a fire, explosion, chemical leak. If you work in chemical situations, it's important that you are always ready as a security guard because people will rely on you. They will look at you for information. They will look at you for expectations. Okay. So foot patrol is actually the most common method of patrol in the security industry. It is normally utilized when it is not possible to provide the same protective coverages through other methods such as motorized patrol or electronic surveillance. Virtually all of the senses of the security guard, sight, hearing, smell, and touch, may conceivably be used during foot patrol. Okay. So I have written here some advantages and some disadvantages of foot patrolling. These are important. That's why I've created charts. So make sure that you go over them. Okay. Advantages include being highly visible, knowledge of patterns and characteristics in an area, and such things. Okay. Disadvantages is restricted mobility and area of coverage, length of time of patrol. Obviously, because you're foot patrolling, it will take longer than if you were in a mobile patrol. Okay. Okay. So let's move on to vehicle patrolling. Okay. This type of patrol normally covers areas that are too great to be covered on foot. The vehicles may be equipped with radios or mobile telephones and commonly are in constant communication with the dispatcher. So, depending on different sites, your requirement will change for a vehicle patrol. Sometimes you will be dispatched to go on a vehicle patrol. Sometimes you will be requested to always do vehicle patrols in a location. Okay. So what are some of the advantages? So motor patrols are highly visible. Larger areas can be covered in a shorter period of time. Speed in responding to other areas of the site increased. Additional equipment may be carried. Protection from inclement weather, rain, snow, temperature extremes. Okay. But the disadvantage is that the vehicle may be restricted to particular areas, such as roads or paths. Vision may be partially restricted inside a vehicle. Inclement weather may prevent or curtail some activities. The engine noise made by a motor vehicle may mask some noises or alert others of the presence of security, right? And then sealed cabs on some vehicles may prevent the detection of some dangerous situations. Okay. So, non-mobile surveillance, also known as visual or fixed patrols, with the assistance of technology, surveillance enables guards to remain stationary and to keep a constant watch over specific areas, right? So basically, there's something called non-mobile patrol where you're not walking and you're not in a car, you're surveillancing. So you're looking through cameras to make sure that everything is good, okay? So the advantages, excuse me, the advantages of this is that it produces access and entry or exit of the site readily controlled. It's difficult for individuals to enter the premise and physically attack the guard. So that's very good and important. Guard station or highly visible camera placements act to deter act of perpetrators. Okay, that is one of the biggest reasons why people have non-surveillance. People have non-mobile surveillance because cameras in very visible places may reduce crime. Okay. Now, as a security guard, you will come across various different forms of abuses of certain things. One of these things are called drug effects. Okay, so as a security guard, you must know when somebody comes to you if they're under the influence of alcohol, drugs, all sorts of different things. So security guards may encounter individuals under the influence of drugs or alcohol. They need to be aware of the signs of substance abuse as well as the impact of different drugs on human behavior. In order to deal with these individuals in a manner that will ensure personal safety as well as that of the suspect, guards should have an overall understanding of different types of drugs and paraphernalia. Okay, so the impact of using drugs on human behavior and how to address the individual behavior depending on the type of substance. So certain substances are easier to tell. Sometimes if individuals are under the influence of something, they will bring it with them. So you might see Uh, you might see them come with a bottle of Hennessy, for example. So you know that they've been drinking Henny. Or if a person smells like marijuana, then you know that they've been smoking. Others may be a little bit more difficult, but it's good to always read their symptoms and signs and be able to tell what is what. Okay? Okay, so that covers vehicle approach, traffic patrolling, and drug effects. Now we're going to move on to the section, which is actually a very, very important section. It's called report writing. So security guards are required to complete written reports on occurrences, duties performed, and comprehensive descriptions of their tasks and observances. They should have an understanding of how to write reports that are objective and standardized. So when somebody is reading your report, what is it that's required? So step number one is note taking. A notebook is arguably a security guard's most important tool. It is used on a daily basis to provide an account of events that unfolded that day. A notebook should be kept as neat as possible, be organized chronologically, and should not be tampered with. So you should not tear out pages or anything, okay? Make sure that it's not tampered with in any way. Overall, the accuracy and the transparency of the book will reflect the integrity and the reliability of the security guard. Okay? It is the security guard's responsibility to make sure that their notebook is secure. For example, the guard must not leave a notebook unattended in a place where a member of the public could access it. However, the notebook is ultimately the property of the security guard's employer, so entries should be as legible as possible, with an emphasis on accurate spelling of names and locations. So this is a time where you really have to be careful of your spelling and the name of people, because as a security guard, it's very important and it's also relied upon by other authorities, what your notes and what your reports are. So make sure that you have integrity and that you are writing it in the best efficient manner that you can. Okay? So reports should stick to factual information and observations rather than opinions and assumptions, and should contain answers to, the 5 W's and H. So who, what, when, where, how. Who are the suspects? Who are the victims? Who are the complainants? Witnesses? Who did what? Right? And then what? Description of what happened. What everyone that was involved in, what was the role each person played? What evidence was there? When? Time and date, sequential account of what happened from start to finish. Where, why, how. So these are all very, very important, which, is what will make up your report. So reports are used as evidence majority of the time. Security guards may receive a subpoena and be called upon to testify in court in relation to a situation they dealt with. They may be asked to recall specific details about the situation, so it is imperative for the security guard to keep thorough and accurate notes, okay? When on the witness stand, the security guard may be permitted to refer to his notes. However, the notes should serve as a memory aid only. If the notes are clear, they will help the security guard recall details about a situation. But the security guard should not have to read directly from the notes. So, you should know what happened. You should be vigilant enough to pay attention to understand what it is that happened, so that you're not reading off of your book if ever you're called or subpoenaed. So a security guard may on occasion be required to take statements to secure the information provided by a witness. The key purpose of taking a statement is to ensure an accurate record of the recollection of an event or occurrence by the witness. A statement should be taken freely with no threat or promise made to the witness. So you can't threaten anyone to say, if you don't tell me this right now, I will do this. You're not allowed to do that, but you're also not allowed to reward them. So you can't say, if you do this, I promise I will do this for you. So both of them are illegal. You are not allowed to do that. Statement protocols may vary from company to company. General good practice is for statements to include the following: full name of the witness, date of birth, identification, okay, employment of the witness and contact information, address of the witness and location of statement, date of interview, time commenced and concluded, name of security guard and company who took the statement, an introduction paragraph including day's events and observations, verbatim, which is word for word transcription of the witness's recollection of events, and closing paragraph that ends the statement. Okay. So an example would be I, the name of the witness, have read the above 6 pages statement and find it to be accurate to the best of my recollection. I have been advised that I could omit, delete, or change any part of the statement prior to signing it. Okay. So you should always give your witness a chance to review their statement. So this is a part that I've left out by mistake. My apologies. Make sure that you always give your witness a chance to review their statement, okay? This is important. That's why I've added this here, okay? All right, everybody. So that was report taking. I'm going to end it here now. I would request that you guys also go in the notes and follow the notes respectively. So I've added a bunch of different links that talk about different things related to the topics that we have discussed. So make sure that you find those things and you go through them. It is very, very essential that you do more than outside of this class, okay? It's important that you read the content that we have provided to you for us to ensure that you will pass and receive a good grade, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. I will see you.